Hello YouTube, this is Morgan Airspeed Prime here with my next Avatar news update video. This is going to be about the second edition of the Avatar The Last Airbender art of the animated series. So we thought we had all the information clear from just after the kind of Comic-Con at Home panel. We got a proper description of the book and it presented a lot of new information to us. As you can see here, it said that, oh, it's going to come with like a stunning new cover art by Brian Konietzko with special cover treatment. It's going to have 8 pages of new material. It's going to have a new introduction by Gene Yang, a specially designed slipcase, an art lithograph, all exclusive to this edition, gilded edges and a ribbon bookmarker. And that seemed perfectly fine until I was just looking around today and I saw on Book Depository that, wait, what's this? Why is there 2 separate listings for this book? And you'll notice that the big difference is that one is just called Art of the Animated Series 2nd Edition. The other one's called Art of the Animated Series Deluxe 2nd Edition. And here, the description is like the same. As you can see, it's the exact same description. And the only thing that's different is that they obviously show the new cover here on the Deluxe Edition. And it says 192 pages, and then on this one it says 184 pages. So I went to look a few other places, and so I went, oh, Target seemed to have it up. Let's see what they have to say. And again, here's the standard edition. Doesn't say deluxe, has the normal cover, but it has the, deluxe edition description that I just read out before. They also have a listing for a deluxe 2nd edition, which obviously is, as you can see here, more expensive, of course, and it has the exact same stuff, but this time the pages says 192 on each, and it still has all the same stuff here. And then it was like, oh, what about this place, Indigo? It's like Canadian Barnes & Nobles, I believe. Here's the standard one. It doesn't say deluxe, but they now have the cover for the 2nd edition. But they also have the deluxe description. So what's going on there? And then they also have a listing for the deluxe one. As you can see, it's double the price. Same cover and the exact same thing. And it's just so confusing. 192 pages. 192 pages. They have different like ISBN numbers on all 3 of those websites. But then I found Barnes & Noble. I checked up there. And they seem to have it more correct in terms of having the right description, everything fitting and so on. Okay, here's your standard edition. Avatar The Last Airbender, Art of the Animated Series 2nd Edition. Looks like it is going to be the same cover here. $39.99. And they have the more generic description. In that it still says here, in this new edition of the art book, it's going to have a brand new foreword from Gene Luen Yang, and they're listing it as 192 pages. So, what does that mean? Because they again have the kind of double price book here, the deluxe edition, and they actually are the first ones to actually distinguish between the different editions, and that like, oh, here finally is a deluxe edition that has a separate description than the other book, in that it's the same stuff, but now the question sort of becomes, which is what is and is not exclusive to the deluxe edition? That's what I'm really unsure about, because if you read this description, it says all this stuff, but the only thing that it specifies as being sort of like exclusive to this edition is the collectible art lithograph. And then the other stuff like, gilded edges, ribbon bookmarker, slipcase, they note the extra 8 pages of material to bring it from 184 up to 192. They list the new cover here with an extra special cover treatment. What's going on here? This is one of the most confusing rollouts of a book I've ever seen, because this went from when it was first announced to being sort of like, oh, it's just an exact reprint of the book that we had already, and then it's like, oh no, it's an exact reprint except it has a foreword from Gene Luen Yang. Okay, that's fine. Then we found out that, oh no, actually it's a deluxe edition and it comes with all this extra stuff. But now there's a deluxe edition and a standard edition, and it's very unclear as to what is what. My take on this is that it's basically this. Both versions of this book, I think, are going to have that cover. The one that we see there, it's the second edition cover. You can see on the image that it says second edition just there. And regardless of deluxe or non-deluxe, they're both the second edition, so they'll both have this cover. I think a lot of places are just using this as a placeholder before the full description gets updated and stuff like that. Covers for books like take a while to go up and stuff like that. We've seen it all the time. So that's fine. I also think both versions of the book will have 192 pages, so that these 8 new pages of material and the foreword from Jin Yuan Yang are going to be in both editions of the book, because otherwise we're creating this situation where they are printing basically the exact same book 2 ways, one with 8 less pages than the other just so one's an exclusive. I don't think that's the case. So I think regardless of which edition you get the standard book. If you're buying the deluxe version, you're getting this book plus some extras. If you're buying this, just the standard one, you're just getting the book, similar to the way the first edition was done. So then we get into the other stuff. So slipcase, collectible lithograph, gilded edges, and ribbon bookmarker. To me, this is your exclusive stuff. This is what has to be for the deluxe edition. That I'd be shocked if you get a slipcase and gilded edges and ribbon bookmarker in the standard edition, and then you're basically paying double the price just for the lithograph. That seems a little bit too much to me. So I do think that these two, I suppose, as being the main 2 deluxe things, make sense as being like, okay, yeah, cool. The slipcase, we haven't seen it yet or anything like that. I guess it will also have other art on it, because I know from the panel, Jin Yang hinted that there was some Team Guruhuru art in here somewhere, so maybe they have done the art on the slipcase. That's very cool. Or maybe it is Team Guruhuru who have done the collectible art lithograph. Either way, that is something that you can find in the other one, and as a collector, that's something I do value somewhat highly. So again, I'll keep you guys updated on this as we get more information on it, but I do think the Barnes & Noble listing is probably the most accurate at this point. That I think they actually have the descriptions correct and the right pictures for the right editions of the book. So if you've already pre-ordered this, I'd say go and check your order. You may need to sort of, maybe if you may need to cancel your standard edition and actually go for the deluxe edition if you want all this extra stuff. Again, they need to just be more clear about this ultimately, because I think a lot of people are going to be very confused about this. Even myself, having looked at this for a while now, I'm still not fully sure as to what the situation is, because especially because they say, this deluxe edition includes the stunning new cover. So is that saying that the normal edition is just a reprint and you get the original cover, or what? That's what I'm still unclear on. I want to be able to be like, this is what the deluxe edition is, this is what the normal edition is, but it's so unclear. And I don't know when exactly they're going to reveal that, because this is the first time we've got really one of these books where they kind of almost need to, in marketing material, release more images of the physical book to show us what one of these lithographs is like, or show us what the slipcase is like, because there's not multiple image on any of these listings and so on. So to me, this is a pretty confusing situation. I had on Book Depository pre-ordered this version of the book because at the time that it was up, it has the, like I said, there's a few websites out there who have the deluxe description on the standard edition of the book and have only later put up the deluxe version. So I think I'm going to actually have to email Book Depository to cancel this so I can order this. I'm probably going to wait just a little bit to maybe hope we get some clarification on this, but I assume there's a few people in the same situation as me, and just this is, I feel, a sort of an important video for people to know about with regards to editions of this book, because obviously there's a lot of people just getting into Avatar now because Avatar's come back to Netflix, and this will be their first time picking up the Art of the Animated Series. And so there's now going to be this confusion about, like, oh, do I get the original, do I get the standard second edition, do I get the deluxe second edition, and what's what? I still feel like we don't fully know all of the information. So in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think the situation is here with these books? There clearly is 2 editions of the books. That seems confirmed at this point. But what do you think is and is not part of the deluxe edition compared to the normal edition? Do you agree with me that it's this stuff that... Actually, yeah, this also, I suppose, can't be an exclusive, because unless they're going to do 2 completely separate printings of the same book, both of them are going to have the same kind of edges of the pages, and they're also both going to have a ribbon bookmarker. This just gets more and more confusing. I still think it's probably these 2 things that are the deluxe, but it also does specify that this seems to be the only exclusive, just because it specifies it, but it doesn't anywhere else. What are your thoughts on that? But yeah, that's been the video. Thanks for watching, and bye.